Hi, my name is Ella Farris, and for my obscure and spectacular moment in African American history, I chose to focus on the life of Mae Jemison. And she was the first African American woman to go into space, as well as many, many other accomplishments. So I chose to focus on her whole entire life and interpret what I imagine her diary entries from different ages and chapters and her life would be like. I hope you enjoy. Dear Diary, today at school, our teacher asked the class what we wanted to be when we grew up. When I said a scientist, she tried to correct me by suggesting that I meant a nurse instead. I was so angry. I put my hands on my hips and said, "No, I meant a scientist." I really don't understand why she said that. Anyway, other than that, I love school. Science is probably my favorite subject these days, especially when we talk about space. My teacher is good friends with Mom because they work at the same school, and apparently I ask a lot of questions. After school, I went outside to run around and explore the woods with a bunch of my friends. We found this really big mudslide and played there until it was dark, but the babysitter was not happy. I just wish I could spend all my time outside exploring nature and all the plants and animals. My big news, however, is that I am starting dance classes today. Mom agreed to let me go to the studio, and I am so excited. I really hope that I get to wear ballet shoes and fun costumes. She gets really happy when I try new things. However, whenever I ask her about questions about stuff, she just makes me look it up and find the answers myself. So frustrating. A new episode of Star Trek comes out tonight too. I hope Lieutenant Uhura takes over the ship again. And I also have gotten into stargazing since I got a bunch of books about astrology for my birthday last month. Space is awesome. Anyway, I have to go shower and eat before dance class. Bye for now, May. Dear Diary, guess what? The first crewed flight of the Gemini mission launches today. I have been sitting by the TV all afternoon. It gives me chills when mission control counts down and the shuttle takes off. I can't wait. You know what I've been thinking about a lot lately? Why are there no black people or women in space? It's not just a white man's world up there. The more I ponder this thought, the more it infuriates me. One day I will show them that I deserve to be up there in outer space just as much as anyone else. I am smart, capable, and strong enough to do so. Sorry for that rant, but in other news, I am starting to learn a new tap dance for the recital. I think jazz is still my favorite, but I could dance forever and never have a worry in the world. Expressing myself through music is something I love because it makes me feel so good inside. Last week, we had our middle school field trip to the high school to register for classes and see our new stomping grounds. It was so exciting. I can feel that other kids look at me differently because I am young for our grade. I know 12 is a bit premature for high school, but I've made it here the same as everyone else. Talk to you later, May. Dear Diary, I am absolutely loving high school. It has so many opportunities, and I am learning more now than I ever have before. Last fall, I tried out for the cheerleading team and made it. It is so much fun cheerleading at our football games and doing dances on the sidelines. The uniforms are adorable, and a bunch of my friends are doing it as well. I also just joined the Modern Dance Club, which is honestly more my speed. It involves more choreography and dancing than cheerleading, and I enjoy that creative piece a lot more. As far as classes go, I'm really enjoying science, per usual. More specifically, I'm most fascinated by human physiology and nature. My GPA is spectacular, and I have my sights set on attending an Ivy. I had a meeting with my advisor, and she said that I'm very mature and intelligent for my age. I am flattered. Hopefully this means college applications will be a success. As far as my social life, I'm becoming really good friends with this girl who I used to butt heads with in English class. Our teacher paired us together for a project a little while ago, and after working together for a few weeks, we got really close. My buddies and I are always competing in physics, which makes me want to work harder and beat them. And my good friend Sheila and I go to calculus tutoring before school because they do not offer the advanced calc classes here. She tells me that the boys are all crushing on me, but I have no time to worry about that. I have a school musical to choreograph and the clock is ticking. Anyway, I'm running out of time, but more later. May. Dear Diary, I did it! I'm finally here. All the way across the country in the beautiful state of California. And the best part, I'm officially a freshman at Stanford University, and on top of everything, I'm 16 years old. This feels like a dream, but it is no mistake that I ended up here. I've worked so hard to earn this education and do not plan on stopping these efforts anytime in the near future. I think my youthful arrogance is what got me here, something you need to succeed as a woman and a racial minority in today's society. The next 4 years of my life hold so much promise. I have already joined the Black Student Union here and plan to move up the leadership ranks in the future. Also, my goal is to double major in chemical engineering and African American studies. Once I'm fully settled in, I'll explore the dance and musical performance programs and clubs here and hopefully join a few. When I first looked at the course catalog, I was blown away by the plethora of classes. I really can explore all of my interests and narrow down which path I want to take after college. Anyway, I have to go. BSU meeting starts 15 minutes on the green. Ta-ta, May. Dear Diary, I cannot believe my years at Stanford are coming to a close. My future is looming ahead of me, and it is just as exciting as it is intimidating. I'm wrapping up my final spring musical and organizing our senior farewell event for our Black Student Union. During my senior year, I've taken several classes about aerospace and astrology, and am seriously considering applying to NASA. That being said, I'm having a total internal conflict on which direction I should take for my career. I could fulfill my dream of always wanting to be like Lieutenant Yora and go into space and do research there, or I could attend medical school and become a physician to help other people. Or I could pursue my lifelong passion of becoming a professional dancer. I really want to do it all, but right now I simply cannot. I have to choose. I called my mother, and ultimately she said that you can always dance if you're a doctor, but you can't doctor if you're a dancer. I'm starting to lean toward medical school. Ciao, May. Dear Diary, it has definitely been a while since I last wrote, and by a while I mean almost 4 years. I traveled back east, took my mother's advice on medical school, and decided on Cornell for graduate school. And when I tell you I barely remember a minute of it, I mean it. When I wasn't studying for exams or in classes, I was traveling, working as a medical student in needy areas around the world. In college I learned 3 languages, Russian, Swahili, and Japanese. I first went to Cuba for a work-study program put on by the American Medical Student Association, then rural Kenya on a study grant, and then again to Thailand's Cambodian refugee camps. I just graduated from Cornell with my medical degree as a general physician. This summer, I will start an internship at the Los Angeles Medical Center. Also, I auditioned and joined the Alvin Ailey Dance Company during my time at Cornell. Being able to continue my passion that I love so much while studying for a career where I can improve people's lives around me is really an amazing feeling. I still dream about space and becoming an astronaut, but I will have to back burner that for now. That's all for now, May. Dear Diary, long time no see. After 2 years of my internship at the Los Angeles Medical Center, I realized how much I missed using my medical background to help people in other countries. I decided to leave LA and join the Peace Corps, where I've been serving as a medical officer in Sierra Leone and Liberia. I look after and am responsible for the health of volunteers. In this role, I also supervise the Peace Corps pharmacy, laboratory, and other medical staff in addition to providing medical care and writing manuals and health and safety guidelines. However, I'm writing today to describe a certain experience that I had a few days ago. A volunteer got sick. Another doctor diagnosed malaria, but after the man had been on chloroquine for 24 hours, it didn't look like that to me. He got progressively worse, and at 2 a.m., after a power failure in the hospital, I started rummaging around our medical unit with a flashlight to find antibiotics for a broad-based medical cocktail. I was sure it was meningitis with life-threatening complications that we could not treat successfully in Sierra Leone, so finally I called for a military medical evacuation on Air Force Hospital plane based in Germany. Just to start the process cost $80,000. When I gave the order, the U.S. Embassy personnel just looked at me. I am 26. They started questioning whether I had the authority to give such an order. Yet, after being up for 36 hours, familiar territory for a former LA County Hospital intern, I was very calm and knew what the issues were. I patiently told them I didn't need anyone's permission or concurrence. By the time we reached the Air Force Hospital in Germany, I had stayed up with that patient for 56 hours. Of course, he survived. I understand why they doubted me being so young, but it still frustrated me to no end. I know what I am doing, or else I wouldn't even be here. I am thinking of returning home soon and finally pursuing the NASA career I have been dreaming of since I was young. I cannot wait to see what the future holds. May. Dear Diary, I'm back home and in fact a NASA applicant. However, my astronaut dreams have been unexpectedly postponed. Just 3 days ago, the launch of the SS Challenger was a devastating catastrophe. The space shuttle went up in flames, and due to this travesty, they had to postpone the selection of candidates until next year. I returned to LA last year after my time at the Peace Corps, took some graduate-level engineering classes to build my resume, and got a job at Cigna Health Plans of California as a general practitioner. Despite the explosion of the SS Challenger, I am still determined to go to space and do research. It definitely scared me, but not enough to defer me from chasing my dreams. I now have Sally Ride and Guion Buford to look up to, and there are leaps and bounds to be made until their appearance in space travel and research is normalized. I plan to focus on my medical career for now, but continue to pursue an astronaut career and make breakthroughs at NASA. I'll check back in soon. May. Dear Diary, I did it! I am currently writing to you from space. I applied again in 1987 to NASA and was picked to be one of 15 out of 2,000 applicants. Before being assigned to a mission, I worked at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, where I focused on launch support activities. Additionally, I worked with verification of shuttle computer software in the Shuttle Avionics Integration Laboratory. But over 1 year of training later, I am the first African American woman to become an astronaut. I earned the title Science Mission Specialist, where I conduct experiments on crew members while in space. I was selected to be on the STS-47 mission on the Endeavour and was one of 7 astronauts to board the space shuttle. The mission is a combined effort between the United States and Japan and was NASA's 50th shuttle mission. My focus is on the autogenic feedback training exercise, which was originally developed by Dr. Patricia Cowings. Essentially, we can train people to consciously regulate their body's instinctive autonomic responses to stress or changes in the environment in order to ease the negative impacts they can hold on the individual. During the shuttle mission, I designed a 6 to 12 hour training program teaching astronauts how to control their involuntary bodily responses. By being more aware of this, there was potential for astronauts to control many possible negative mental or physical side effects of being in space, such as anxiety, nausea, migraine and tension headaches, chronic pain, hypertension and hypotension, and stress-related disorders. So far, this has been quite a success, truly a dream come true. I'm ready to go back to Earth now, though. Be home soon, May. Dear Diary, yet again I've decided to take my life in another direction. I feel like the possibilities are endless and I could continue to do something new every day and still have something I'm dying to do. People ask me, what was it like to fly on Endeavour? That's like asking, what was France like? You have to smile and answer, what part? The food? The people? Paris? Having been an astronaut gives me a platform, but I'd blow it if I just talked about the shuttle. After returning to Earth last year, I realized I had reached one of my life goals and now wanted to do something different. I have accepted a teaching fellowship at Dartmouth and will pursue teaching. I also want to use my voice, education, and expertise to educate others. I've begun my own consulting firm called the Jemison Group. The firm focuses on integrating critical socio-cultural issues into the design of engineering and science projects. Additionally, I created the Dorothy Jemison Foundation for Excellence in honor of my mother. The main goal of the foundation was to promote STEM careers and studies to young people, especially younger girls. Another exciting new development in my life is that I have founded the BioScent Corporation in order to get a license for the AFTE technology I used while on the STS-47 mission. It has since been used in many job training programs where optimal performance and situational awareness is absolutely necessary, such as for Navy SEALs, business executives, law enforcement officers, nuclear power plant workers, and air traffic controllers. And finally, the little girl inside me is jumping for joy because Levin Burton, one of the stars on the show, got wind of my love for Star Trek and asked me to be on the show. I am the first real-life astronaut to appear on the show as Lieutenant Palmer on the episode Second Chances. Sometimes I really do feel like I am dreaming. There are still so many things I want to do with my life, and I hope to continue to better society and myself as much as possible. Who knows what the future will hold? Signing off, May.